The grocery total flashes on the digital screen. $157.38. You feel that familiar knot tighten in your stomach. It's a Tuesday. Payday isn't until Friday, and the checking account is dangerously low. Your finger hovers over the payment terminal, right above the button that says Pay in Full with Afterpay. A voice in your head says it's smart. It says you're just managing cash flow. It says splitting this into 4 payments of $39 makes sense. But according to a 2024 Federal Reserve survey, you are falling into a trap that is keeping millions of Americans broke. That isn't a $157 decision you are about to make. It is a $350,000 decision. In the next few minutes, I am going to prove it to you. Let's break down the first financial habit that's silently killing your wealth. It starts with the macroeconomic environment we are living in right now. We need to look at the scoreboard before we look at the players. According to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, as of the third quarter of 2024, the personal savings rate in this country is just 3.4%. Let that number sink in. 3.4%. That is a razor-thin margin. It means for every $100 earned, the average American is keeping less than $4 for their future self. When you combine that fragile savings rate with the latest CPI data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which shows inflation running at 3.3%, you realize the terrifying reality. We are running on a treadmill that is speeding up, while our ability to hold on to the handrails is slipping. There is effectively zero room for error in the average American budget. This isn't just about not buying avocado toast. This is about a structural squeeze on the middle class that makes every single financial decision high stakes. In this high-pressure environment, a dangerous trend has emerged. It is what I call financial smoking. It's the habit of using buy now, pay later services not for luxuries, not for a new TV or a Peloton, but for essentials. A 2025 survey from LendingTree revealed a statistic that should set off alarm bells in every household. 1 in 4 BNPL users have used these services to buy groceries. Think about the implications of that. We are financing the food we eat today with money we haven't earned yet for a meal that will be gone tomorrow, while the debt lingers for weeks. This is no longer a convenience tool. It is a symptom of a cash flow crisis. And the true cost isn't just the interest or the potential late fees, though those are bad enough. The true cost is the opportunity cost. It is the wealth you are destroying by trapping your cash flow in a cycle of past consumption instead of future growth. If you rerouted just $150 per month from this debt cycle, money you are already spending effectively on interest and payments, and invested it in a simple S&P 500 index fund, the math is staggering. Based on a 30-year average annual return of 10.3% with dividends reinvested, that $150 a month doesn't just disappear. It becomes over $342,000 in 30 years. These numbers are shocking on their own. But to see how this plays out in real life, let's meet Alex. Alex is a 32-year-old senior marketing specialist living in Chicago, Illinois. He earns a salary of $85,000 a year. On paper, Alex is a success story. He is earning slightly above the median household income. He goes to work. He pays his taxes. He tries to do the right thing. But Alex feels constantly broke. Let's look at his reality. His gross income is about $7,083 a month. But after taxes, after paying for health insurance, And after covering the fixed costs of living in a major city like Chicago, renting a decent one-bedroom apartment, paying utilities, covering his student loan payments, his fixed costs devour about $4,470 of that paycheck. That leaves him with a gap. It leaves him feeling like there is never enough liquidity. So, what does Alex do? He uses services like Afterpay and Klarna. He uses them for groceries at Whole Foods. He uses them to fill up his gas tank. He uses them to smooth out his cash flow. He tells himself, it's just $35 here, $40 there. I can manage these small payments. He views these as manageable bites, not realizing he is being eaten alive. In total, these payments average out to about $150 a month. He believes he has no money left to invest for retirement because his paycheck is dissected into a dozen different micro-debts before it even hits his account. This is the trap. The solution requires a hard reset. Alex performs a debt audit. He sits down, opens his banking app, and filters for every BNPL provider. He is shocked. He sees the recurring outflow isn't $40. It is a consistent, relentless $150 every single month. The realization hits him like a splash of cold water. He is financing his survival. He commits to a new rule: cash only or debit only for all consumable goods. If he eats it, burns it, or uses it up in a week, he pays for it now. No exceptions. Groceries, gas, food delivery, all debit. This forces him to confront his actual spending power. It's painful at first. It requires saying no to the premium steak or the extra drive, but it frees up that $150. Instead of sending that $150 to a fintech company, he sets up an automatic transfer. The day his paycheck hits, $150 moves to a brokerage account and buys a low-cost S&P 500 index fund like Vanguard's VOO. This single behavioral shift transforms a wealth-draining habit into a wealth-building engine. That $150 compounding over the next 30 years of his career grows into a nest egg of $342,250. That is the difference between retiring in dignity or retiring in dependency. Comment below if you've seen BNPL offered for groceries or gas in your area. I want to know how widespread this is becoming. Now for the second wealth drain. This one isn't about debt. It's about sheer inertia. I call it the tax on disorganization. We all have subscriptions. We all have streaming services. But most of us are lying to ourselves about how much they actually cost. You might think, oh, I spend maybe $20 or $30 a month on Netflix and Spotify. Competitors and generic financial blogs will tell you that Americans spend $200 a month on subscriptions, but that number is vague and helpful to no one. We need precision. A recent Deloitte survey from October 2024 found that U.S. households spend, on average, $70 a month just on video streaming services. Just video. That doesn't include music, it doesn't include Amazon Prime shipping, it doesn't include the gym. Just streaming. That is a specific, credible baseline. But that $70 isn't even the scariest number in the report. The real shock is the rate at which this cost is growing, and it proves why this is a financial time bomb. Here's the kicker from that same Deloitte report. That number is up 46% from the previous year. Think about that inflation rate. Inflation in the broader economy is 3.3%. Inflation in your subscription stack is 46%. This leak is expanding rapidly, often without you noticing, because the prices hike by $2 here and $3 there, or you add just one more service for one specific show. This isn't a static cost. It is a dynamic drain on your future freedom. That's $70 a month. If you were to reclaim it and invest it at the same 10.3% S&P 500 average return, becomes over $159,000 in 30 years. This is the real price of not auditing your account vampires. You aren't paying $70 for entertainment. You are paying $159,000 for the privilege of being disorganized. Let's go back to Alex in Chicago. He fits this profile perfectly. He pays for Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Peacock, and Max. Why? Because over the last 2 years, there was a show on each one he wanted to watch. He watched the show, finished the season, and forgot. He keeps them just in case. He tells himself he might want to watch a movie on Max next weekend. In reality, he only regularly uses Netflix and Hulu. The other three sit there, dormant. SIPHONING money. The individual charges are $10, $12, $15. They seem insignificant. They fly under the radar of his financial anxiety. He succumbs to inertia. He believes it is not worth the hassle to log in, find the cancellation button, which is always hidden 3 menus deep, and cancel. He underestimates his total monthly spend drastically. The solution is the subscription audit. Alex uses a free trial for a subscription auditing app, something like Rocket Money, or just a simple spreadsheet review of his credit card statement. He gets a clear picture for the first time in years. He identifies 3 services, Disney Plus, Peacock, and Max, that he hasn't opened in 3 months. Together, they total $45 a month. It takes him fewer than 5 minutes to cancel all 3. He does it on his lunch break. He doesn't miss them, but he does something crucial with that $45. He doesn't absorb it back into his checking account to be spent on coffee. He adds this newfound $45 to his monthly auto investment. By conquering this disorganization tax, Alex adds another potential $102,000 to his 30-year investment portfolio. $102,000 from money that was being completely wasted on pixels he wasn't even watching. What's the one subscription you know you should cancel but haven't? Drop the name in the comments. Let's shame these vampires together. Finally, let's talk about the third and most insidious habit. It's the one that hides in plain sight every single day. This is the modern latte factor. Now, I know what you're thinking. The latte factor is old advice. It's a cliche. And you're right, if we're just talking about coffee. But the modern version isn't just about caffeine. It's about the friction-free spending economy we live in. It's DoorDash fees. It's Uber rides when you could walk. It's energy drinks. It's the $12 salad because you didn't pack lunch. These are the small daily conveniences that we justify as self-care or necessity because we are too busy. But we need to update the math for 2024. Let's look at a primary target number. The $10 a day leak. A simple, consistent $10 a day spending leak has a staggering future cost. That daily choice isn't $10. According to the numbers, it is a $485,000 decision over your lifetime. That $10 you're spending today isn't just $10. At a 10.3% average market return, over 30 years, that daily habit has a future cost of $485,000. This is the power of daily compounding. The goal here isn't deprivation. I'm not saying you can never eat out. The goal is awareness. It is about identifying your personal $10 leak and making a conscious choice about whether that lukewarm sandwich is worth $500,000 of your retirement. Let's go back to Alex one last time to see how he found his personal multi-$100,000 leak. Alex works in a busy office in downtown Chicago. Every day around noon, the PER pressure kicks in. Colleagues are going to the fast casual spot downstairs. Alex buys a $12 lunch. It's convenient. He tells himself he is too busy to pack a lunch. He deserves a break. This daily habit feels like a normal part of the workday. It is emotionally justified as a small treat for enduring the grind. Alex has never calculated the monthly or annual cost. He certainly hasn't calculated the opportunity cost. But when he looks at his credit card statement during his audit, he sees the pattern. $12, $14, $13, $12. Every single day. It adds up to over $200 a month solely on work lunches. Alex decides to make a change. He starts meal prepping. He doesn't have to be perfect. He decides to pack a lunch 4 out of 5 work days. He keeps Friday as his treat day. By packing lunch 4 days a week, he saves approximately $10 to $12 per day. This simple change, buying groceries instead of prepared food, frees up an additional $200 a month. He adds this $200 to his auto investment plan. By identifying and redirecting his personal $10 leak, Alex taps into the most powerful source of investment capital yet. He puts himself on a path to potentially add another $485,000 to his retirement. If this breakdown has made you think about your own small spending habits, do me a favor and hit the like button. It tells the algorithm that this is a conversation worth having. Let's recap what we have discovered today. We looked at 3 habits that seem small in the moment, but are massive in the aggregate. First, your buy now, pay later habit for essentials isn't saving you money. It is costing you a potential $342,000 by keeping you in a debt cycle. Second, your disorganized subscriptions aren't a small nuisance. They are a potential $159,000 leak, siphoning your wealth for services you don't use. And third, your daily $10 convenience spending isn't a small treat. It is a potential $485,000 decision about your future freedom. When you add those up, we are talking about nearly $1 million of potential wealth that is leaking out of the average budget through holes you can plug today. So here is your action plan. Tonight, I want you to log into your bank account, identify just one subscription to cancel, and one recurring small expense to track. Don't try to fix everything at once. Just find one of each. This week, calculate the monthly cost of that one expense you identified. Set up an automatic transfer for that exact amount to a brokerage or high-yield savings account, even if it is just $20. The habit matters more than the amount right now. Long-term, over the next 30 days, make the habit stick. Choose one of these leaks, whether it's the groceries on credit or the daily lunch, and commit to redirecting it for 1 full month. Prove to yourself that you can live without it. If you found this breakdown valuable, subscribe and turn on notifications. I post videos grounded in real data every week to help you navigate this economy. Share this video with one person who you think needs to see the true cost of their daily habits. Sometimes hearing the number $500,000 is the wake-up call a friend needs. And keep an eye out for my next video, where I'm going to expose the 3 bank fees that are robbing you blind. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. All investment decisions involve risk. The returns cited are based on historical averages from the S&P 500 and are not guaranteed. Please research and consult a licensed financial advisor for your specific situation.